of Home Affairs in Zimbabwe, and the Ministry of Home Affairs in Zimbabwe is responsible for policing part of the duties of that, ensure that Zimbabweans are safe by going after criminals. But don't guess what? They do not go after criminals. They go after politicians, especially who criticizes the regime of Emerson Mnangagwa or political activists. He has made serious allegations pointing out that ZANU PF top officials are using their positions to push drugs, to sell drugs. In simple terms, he is saying there is nobody in Zimbabwe who is pushing the sale of drugs except the government officials. But guess what? He is responsible for policing in Zimbabwe and for going after criminals, enforcing the rule of law. Such an individual, if he is reduced to just speaking about those whom he knows that they are pushing drugs and not going after them, it is meaningless. They say talk is cheap, especially to a person who has, influence to go after these drug cartels, whom he is aware they are part of his political party and they are actually very, very influential within ZANU PF. Speaking about it, not acting on them with the power to act on them, to me sounds like hypocrisy. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hloniphani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button. Next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. One of the ministers of Emerson Mnangagwa, who is the Minister of Home Affairs, that is none other than Kazembe, has actually accused ZANU PF top officials. In fact, according to one of the newspaper reliable publications, seemingly these days aligned to the state. Back then it was aligned to actually opposition. That is the Daily News. Has said Home Affairs Minister Kazembe has sensationally claimed that some top ZANU PF officials are taking advantage of their positions to peddle drugs in the country. That is so serious. So they are aware that top ZANU PF officials are involved in the selling of drugs in Zimbabwe, the substance that actually destroys the lives of the youths. But guess what? It is the youths that are at the receiving the children of those who are selling drugs are most probably safe. We have seen even the son, if the son of Robert Gabriel Mugabe, that is Robert Gabriel Mugabe Jr., is involved in drugs. And also remember, it was also the son of, if I'm not mistaken, Philip Chiangwa. He was also arrested for being found in possession of drugs and for pushing the drugs with the son of Robert Mugabe. And I already said that more officials in ZANU PF are involved in this. But what happened to them? They were actually released in prison, not sent into prison. But we have been hearing Minister of Defense, for example, saying that Emerson Mnangagwa will impose hefty sentences to those involved in drugs. But afterwards, there was the son of Robert Gabriel Mugabe arrested for actually being found in possession of dangerous drugs. Of course, he actually exposed individuals whom he was working with. We were told by the Zimbabwe Republic Police that they were going to be stern on these individuals, but were they? At the end of the day, they were released, and it's something that is not being talked about today. Control the media because they controlled also the law enforcement agencies. They control also the Minister of Home Affairs. He would actually stop at just speaking about it and not acting on criminality. Drugs are destroying Zimbabwe faster than other countries which were known for actually pushing drugs like South Africa. Zimbabwe is becoming a notorious country in terms of allowing drugs on the streets that are destroying seriously young people. I know of a relative of mine who almost lost his mind. But we had to act very, very quickly to rescue him. But how many parents are able to do such to rescue actually their children from the scourge of drugs? And you cannot look any further from those who are pushing the drugs other than ZANU PF itself. It is the ZANU PF officials. It's ZANU PF, which is the ruling party, that brings drugs in Zimbabwe. The minister who is supposed to be going after the drugs cartels is aware that it is the senior officials in his party that are pushing the sale of drugs. But guess what? He is just making noise like an activist without powers, while he has powers to actually name and shame them, as well as also make sure that law is enforced to such people. But guess what? They would never do so, because they know these individuals are protected by the party. They are speaking in such a manner to deceive the people of Zimbabwe to think they are doing something to address this scourge of our society. But they are absolutely nothing, nowhere near addressing the problem, except to speak about it, to make noise about it, and pretend to be doing something about it. In fact, I think the minister should be held accountable. The minister should be questioned by the law enforcement agencies to actually name those people. By the way, in democratic countries, a minister making such allegations would be quickly acted on, because it is perjury to know, to be aware of a criminal activity that is taking place in a country and not acting on it. Already the minister has committed crime by knowing that senior officials within the ZANU PF, because he could not make such serious allegations without the knowledge of who is actually pushing this nefarious agenda. He should actually be acting on these people under normal circumstances, and then make noise after having acted on these people to be taken seriously. But by further committing the crime of perjury and not acting on criminal offenses being done by the members of his party, it is actually scary to hear that. But it is happening, and it is happening so in a banana republic, that is Zimbabwe. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button, so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Umhlabane is signing off. Don't forget to subscribe so that